Welcome to Obi-Wan Studios, and for today's LEGO Star Wars set review, I am super excited to have the 9488 Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack. The box is so small, it feels weird kind of having it on the table in front of me. This set released in 2012 for $13 and it retired at the end of 2013. But if you want to pick one of these up sealed, just like this one I have right here, you can expect to pay around $150 based on sales data from Brick Economy, which is absolutely insane how expensive this battle pack has gotten. It contains 98 pieces and comes with 4 total minifigs. We have our Arc Trooper and Arc Trooper, both of those clone troopers being exclusive to this set and a really the main reason as to why this battle pack has become so expensive. And then 2 Commando Droids for what I think is a really cool lineup of minifigs for a Clone Wars era battle pack. As for the box art for this set, we see Geonosis as our main scenery, which is fine, but the source material that this battle pack is really referencing is mainly the Battle of Kamino, so seeing something to represent that I just think would have looked so awesome. But Geonosis, kind of like the landing at Point Range scenery, is okay, I guess. It just, in the context of this battle pack, doesn't make the most amount of sense. And then turning the box around, we see kind of the main little cannons build play features highlighted, some additional just angles of the characters in battle, your usual back of the box stuff. But this is a battle pack that I've always wanted because of that Arc Trooper specifically, so I'm just insanely excited to finally own this Arc Trooper and add it to my collection. So let's get this battle pack all unsealed. Unsealing the battle pack, we have our instructions manual, which at the very back of it has this comic which shows the clone troopers running away from the commando droids and then finding the little artillery cannon and then chasing them away. It's just a pretty fun touch that was added to the back of the manual. And then the set comes with 2 unnumbered bags. Time to go build this battle pack, and we'll continue the review once it is all complete. Well, building this battle pack definitely didn't take very long at all, and now let's dive into our minifigs first, starting off with both of our clone troopers. Now, both of these clones are part of Rancor Battalion you see in a few different episodes of the Clone Wars, but primarily they are stationed on Kamino, overseeing the training of the clone cadets, and then of course protecting it as well during the Battle of Kamino. Taking a look at our Arc Trooper first, and while he is officially unnamed with the set, he is 100% based on Arc Trooper Hammer, who you primarily see in Season 3, Episode 2, Arc Troopers. He has a little bit of screen time, but from what you do see of his Arc Trooper's armor design, it's 100% what LEGO used for the base for this Arc Trooper, and it truly is Arc Trooper Hammer in everything but the name. The helmet design that we have looks absolutely fantastic. It's a custom helmet mold for the Arc Troopers from this specific point in the Clone Wars where their helmets were between the Phase 1 and Phase 2 Clone Trooper design, and it looks truly fantastic. Does a really great job of representing that Arc Trooper helmet design, and the print on it too is phenomenal. Looks so much like Arc Trooper Hammer and looks so cool. The helmet as well can have the rangefinder attachment or even the visor piece that the set also comes with on the helmet, and both look really great. Underneath that helmet we have the standard Clone Trooper face design from the Clone Wars era, and the style I will just never not love. In addition to that really awesome custom molded helmet, the Arc Trooper comes with a cloth pauldron, a cloth waist cape or kama, and then a brick built backpack too to really elevate this Arc Trooper's design overall. And in 2025, at the time of me making this review, I will admit I do like the new, more modern pauldron piece that we've gotten brand new for this year over the cloth version, but the waist capes look so great. They add so much to the Clone Troopers, and I really hope that LEGO actually starts to listen to the feedback from the community and brings waist capes back, because they are truly awesome. As for the rest of the armor, the printing on the front of the torso looks really good, nice and accurate to Arc Trooper Hammer, and then underneath the backpack we just have a standard back print, nothing special going on. But this Arc Trooper was the very first clone trooper to ever get foot printing, which is really awesome. However, it's just very much let down by LEGO's quality, and where they really struggle to print light on a darker piece, in this case the white of the clone trooper armor on a darker red leg. The result is that it ends up looking more pink and just doesn't match up with the rest of the clone trooper's armor. But at least you do get to see how great the Arc Trooper should have looked, as on the box, LEGO doesn't highlight this issue at all. The Arc Trooper looks absolutely perfect, and unfortunately the leg printing that is on the box does not line up at all with what the product actually looks like. So yes, even back in 2012 we have examples of LEGO falsely advertising the quality that you should get versus the actual product. Turning now to our ARF Trooper, and this is just another brilliantly designed clone trooper, and while you do see these ARF Troopers as well in Season 3, Episode 2 ARC Troopers, I believe their main design was taken from Season 4, Episode 5 Mercy Mission, mainly because the ARF Troopers in that episode you actually see have the red stripe running down the arms, hence why this ARF Trooper has dark red arms, just to kind of represent that bit more extra color with the clone trooper. And personally, that was a piece that I think looks really good and a really good decision for this ARF Trooper. The printing on the helmet is stellar. It is so good. It looks so sharp, and I just really wish I had more of these ARF Troopers, even just purely because of how great the helmet's design looks. Underneath the helmet, you again have that standard Clone Wars clone trooper face that I really personally do love, and the rest of the printing looks fantastic for the ARF Trooper. The only thing I just really wish it had to make this a 10 out of 10 minifig is leg printing, but it is something that I personally can look past because everything else is so good. The additional leg print just would have been the icing on the cake. And then we have our two Commando Droids, which I just think look awesome. The print is very accurate to what you see in the show, and their color being dark brown as well, I personally think does a really great job in representing what Commando Droids actually look like, which is the reason why I decided to even review this set in 2025 so that I can compare and talk about the Commando Droid color, because in the all-new 2025 Battle of Fallujah Separatist MTT, we get the brand new 2025 gray Commando Droids, but that is something I'm going to save for an entirely separate video. But I do personally really like the dark brown, just because it represents, in my opinion, that accurate color a little bit better than the darker gray does. But the minifigs in the set in general, what an absolute banger of a lineup. As for the minifigs weaponry, the Arc Trooper comes with his signature DC-17 repeater hand blasters, certainly part of that signature look, and then the ARF Trooper and our two Commando Droids come with their respective blaster rifles. Okay, now turning to the build for the battle pack, and I don't ever remember seeing a smaller manable cannon like this in the Clone Wars, but to me it is certainly a miniature version of the AV-7 anti-vehicle artillery cannon, and LEGO just did, I think, a really great job of making a downscaled, almost like sleek mobile version of that AV-7 for this battle pack. It truly does look really cool. Now, the biggest kind of downside about this little cannon's design is the fact that it uses a lot of dark red pieces, and at the time that this set was made, dark red was among a few certain colors that was very prone to cracking, just the way the bricks were actually dyed. And luckily in building it, I had to be really careful, but I only had one small crack that didn't end up really affecting the entire build. The one 3x1 plate on the side of the cannon actually really covers it up, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's certainly a downside to buying this set new today, is that even sealed brand new right out of the box, you run the risk of some of these dark red pieces cracking on you during the building process. But once you are through that rather sketchy building process, the end result is such a great battle pack scaled artillery cannon. The legs look really good, and then the build is just nice and supported by this clear piece underneath the center, so that when you're placing like the ARF Trooper to actually man the cannon in the chair, for example, that amount of pressure isn't going to collapse or break the build. It does feel really solid. The chair and the handles that the clone troopers get for the cannon, they're very basic, but they're passable for 2012. Then the entire barrel area of the cannon, I think, looks so cool. The main barrel looks really just powerful, and then underneath it you have a flick fire missile, so you get that added play functionality for the cannon. But what makes it a little easier to use is that at the back there is this Technic pin, so that you actually can push that to launch the flick fire missile. You get a lot more power behind the actual shot. It makes the play feature more fun and easier to use, because I've never found flick fire missiles to be that great, so the fact that it's a little bit easier to use, I really do appreciate. The gold cone on the front of the flick fire missile too. Looks really cool. And in kind of the back top portion of the cannon as well, you have another one there, which almost looks like extra missiles being stored. So it's just a cool touch that they did for this cannon. And then to aim it, you can tilt it forwards and backwards. And the AV7, at least in universe from my understanding, doesn't have the ability to like spin around 360 degrees or anything. It actually has to kind of reposition to aim kind of, left to right, so to speak. So the fact that this cannon doesn't even have that ability is just something that I think is totally fine. So to me, this cannon is just a perfect example of what makes for a great small battle pack build. Something that looks good, has great functionality, and that you wouldn't mind having a handful of. Like having 3 or 4 or more of these cannons would make for a really great artillery battery for your clone trooper army. It is really, really good. And you guys want to know the craziest thing about this battle pack? When it was new on shelves, it had a retail price of $13. Today in 2025, adjusted for inflation, that is about $18.30. There is no way if LEGO were to make this battle pack, remake it today, that it would cost less than $20. There is just no world with how overpriced all of these sets are becoming in modern times, at least, that this set would be anything around $20. So for the time, the value was absolutely fantastic. You could easily pick up a couple of these battle packs, get a couple of really great cannon builds to army build up your artillery with, get a few Arc Troopers and ARC Troopers, and then a few Commando Droids for some really cool opposition. This set, for the value aspect as well, was truly fantastic. So for the Obi-Wan Studios set rating, this set is getting a 9.8 out of 10. In all honesty, the only flaws that the set has are because of LEGO's poor quality control and just the inability to fix issues that they have with their products, like the dark red pieces cracking and the building process, today at least, not being very great, and then that ARC Trooper's leg print not being the quality that it should have. Those are really the only 2 flaws with this set, but it is such a banger and certainly one of the greatest battle packs of all time. Thank you for watching my review on the 9488 Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack. Let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. Do you rate it as one of, if not maybe the best battle pack of all time? And same thing for that Arc Trooper. Where does it actually land in your list of the top 5 best clone troopers ever? I'm sure for a lot of you guys, it's going to be right up there, contending possibly for the best clone trooper of all time as well. Thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, my name is Justin, and I will see you guys on the next LEGO Star Wars video on Obi-Wan Studios.